Are you ready for some football?
The streak may be over, but life goes on for the Denver Broncos. Of all the great quarterbacks in the history of the National Football League, two of the very best will be on the same field tonight. John Elway and Dan Marino face one another for only the second time ever. Dan Marino owns a slew of NFL records, the most impressive 403 career touchdown passes. John Elway took the Broncos to a Super Bowl championship last year, the crowning achievement of a certain Hall of Fame career. But this year's dramatic pursuit of an undefeated season ended a week ago.
Ball batted up, incomplete. The game is over. The streak is done.
After last week, it'll be nice to get back to what our main goal is, and that's to win the Super Bowl and repeat as world champions, and perfection's out the door now. Now we can go back and concentrate on what we're doing.
Repeating as world champions is now Elway's only focus. The parallel careers of two of the all-time greats have a rare convergence tonight when Dan Marino's Miami Dolphins face the world champion Denver Broncos, one of the best matchups of the year. On EBC's Monday Night Football. It is gorgeous in South Florida on this first night of winter. Temperature 76 degrees, and you're looking at Pro Players Stadium, for years known as Joe Robbie Stadium, the home of the Miami Dolphins. Tonight, Miami against Denver. Al Michaels along with Dan Deerdorf and Boomer Esiason. You know, in a way, the Broncos are hoping that history doesn't repeat. What I mean by that is 1996, when they clinched home field advantage so early, they didn't play a meaningful game for over a month and were shockingly upset by Jacksonville in the playoffs. Then last year, they made it to a Super Bowl title through the wild card round. But this is like 96. They won't play a meaningful game for 3 more weeks. But Mike Shanahan and the team, they learned their lesson. He will play the starters all the way tonight and most of the way against Seattle next week to avoid what took place 2 years ago. Meanwhile, for Miami, it's real simple. They need a win tonight or next week against Atlanta to get to the playoffs. But what they really want are 2 victories, because that means they would have at least 1 playoff game at home. So it's a beauty from Miami tonight as the Dolphins host the Broncos on Monday Night Football.
Now the Broncos have wrapped up home field advantage, as you said, no longer in search of a perfect season. So Mike Shanahan, why is this game important?
Well, hopefully we could be playing our best football toward the end of the season with 2 games left. Hopefully we'll play a little bit better tonight than we did last Sunday.
And a couple years ago, you lost your competitive edge.
Yeah, I think so. Last year we kept it, so hopefully we can follow suit.
You do it that way. Thanks a lot, Mike. Back to you, Al.
Important statistical category, but the one thing John has that Dan doesn't, of course, is the ring. Behind him, Abdul-Jabbar and Pritchett. Lamar Thomas gets the start outside with McDuffie, and Drayton is the tight end, and up front, Richmond Webb is hurt, inactive tonight. Brent Smith starts at left tackle. Bach Ruddy having a real good year. Donnelly and James Brown. Aronda Gadsden would normally start at 1 wide receiver spot. Missed the team meeting this morning and will not start. So defensive line, Hasselback for the injured Neil Smith, Traylor and Price inside, and Tanavasa at right end. Mobley, Kadrez, and Romanowski, the linebackers. Crockett, Gordon, Brown, and Atwater in the secondary. Atwater will go to the Pro Bowl as a starter, and there is the injured left tackle, Richmond Webb. Despite being in and out of the lineup with injuries, Bubby Brister's done a nice job in reserve. Davis and Griffith, backfield, Smith and McCaffrey outside, and Sharp is the tight end. Tony Jones will be going to the Pro Bowl. Schlereth, Nalen, Neal, and Swain up front. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar shaken up on the first series, walking it off. Is George Hill. Mike Shanahan sending in a play on second down. Mixon, Bowens to the Pro Bowl. Gardner and Taylor up front. Rogers, Zach Thomas, and Robert Jones are the backers. Buckley and Madison have done a wonderful job at the corners. Jackson and Marion are the safeties. Buckley and Jackson have 15 interceptions between them. On 2nd and 11. Elway to take off, and just does get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe picks up one. First by Taylor, and then finally by Gardner. Gardner and Taylor converging to stop him.
Well, the interesting thing about that play is that Denver emptied the backfield and put 5 guys out in the pattern, and Shannon Sharp was being chased by Zach Thomas. It's
3rd down now and 11 from the 19-yard line. Elway fires, caught. McCaffrey, he'll go to the Pro Bowl as he floats over the middle, makes the grab, and knows exactly where the marker is and picks up the first down.
Ball at over 5 yards a clip. Not many guys have ever done it.
On 2nd and 7. Elway, look at that protection. And then he finds the open man, and it turns out to be Howard Griffith, who loses the football, but no, they say incomplete. He never had it. Incomplete.
Call it. Right. That's a completed pass. That is a fumble. That is a completed pass. You must demonstrate possession of the football and have both feet on the ground. That's a completed pass and then a fumble.
Not complete pass because the official had blown the whistle.
First break goes to Denver.
3rd down and 7 as Elway throws, and it's Sharp making the catch over the middle at the 43. So another 3rd down conversion for the Broncos, tackled by Marion.
Fullback, a wonderful tight end, outstanding receivers.
And now Davis lines up wide to the right. Davis,
and there you go, right in the middle of the field.
Deep, and over the middle goes Shannon Sharp, and he lives over the middle, and Shannon Sharp will be going to the Pro Bowl again as the AFC tight end. 1st down at the 30. And 10 at the 30-yard line. And Davis wrapped up by Zach Thomas. 3rd year out of Texas Tech. His story well known by now. Nobody thought that this kid had a chance, and now everybody down here thinks he should be going to the Pro Bowl. They've converted each of their prior 3rd downs. Elway out of the gun, slips sliding away, then throws, and that's incomplete and broken up by Madison. Last week, Boomer, in the sense, Denver with a lot of plays, a lot of yardage, but coming up short as they did against the Giants.
You need touchdowns in this league, and last week they were in the red zone 3 times and came away with 3 field goals.
This is a 52-yarder. As you can see, Elam just about as good on the road as he is in the rarefied air in Denver. From 52 yards away, plenty of distance, and right down the middle. And that was close to a 63-yarder right there.
Who cares about being at sea level, huh? You know, you're right, Dan. They do have it everywhere, don't they? Oh, they do. This is, kicking, when it comes to scoring running points, this is a football team without flaw.
McDuffie in motion on 1st down, and Marino going O.J.'s way out to the 33-yard line. Darian Gordon makes the tackle. O.J. came into the weekend as the leading receiver in the league in terms of receptions with 79.
And he's really reaping the benefits of that. What McDuffie doesn't have is just blazing straightaway speed. He's about a 4.6 40 guy when there are guys in this league that are down that 4.4 4.3 range. So much for the running game.
Marino wide open over the middle is Troy Drayton, the tight end, doing a Shannon Sharp impersonation all the way to the 32, tackled by Mobley.
You can't play it close to the vest. And right here, Dan Marino does a nice job with the play fake, and he is as accurate as ever right down the middle. Jimmy's such a believer in his defense winning football games, but let's be realistic. This is the Denver Broncos.
A lot of action last week. A guy who's been playing on special teams most of the year, but Marino looking his way lately, and he hits McDuffie, his favorite target, and a big 1st down to the 13-yard line. McDuffie has already caught 3 balls tonight for 39 yards. 3rd down and 7 from the 10-yard line, and a terrible-looking play with all kinds of confusion intended for McDuffie with Bernie Parmalee also in the neighborhood, and it's 4th down.
McDuffie's got to come back a yard or 2 off the line of scrimmage. Right, and the running back has to go a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage.
28-yard field goal attempt by Olindo Mare, who doesn't make it over the top of the goalpost, over the top of the upright, and no good from 28.
Turn King average.
Tom Ruin to punt. And this is Buckley, and Terrell slips.
That's one way to get it.
And down at the 43 to the consternation of special teams coach Mike Westhoff. 23 ticks left in the opening period. 3-0 Denver.
Dude.
From the 42, that's a great trip. As Marino throws, and it's caught over the middle, and it is Ed Perry dragging Crockett with him for a 1st down. 11, and with Abdul-Jabbar out on 3rd down, Parmalee is in. Marino out of the shotgun, right ankle sprain is the report. Action up front.
What the action?
Yeah, what was that? The ball was snapped by Tim Ruddy, and Denver recovers it.
Dan Marino wasn't even anywhere close to expecting a snap quite quickly like that.
On 2nd and 10, it is Elway taken off and getting the first down. John Elway out of bounds at the 39-yard line. At the 38-yard line, Davis. And Terrell dragged down by Thomas after a gain of 4. On 2nd and 5. That familiar deep drop of Elway, and then another familiar move. Sliding for a first down to the 25-yard line. Now Davis, and his 9th carry of the game, is his best to this point as he takes it to the 18-yard line. He had been limited to just 3rd and 1 from the 17-yard line. There it is. Off the fake. Elway throws, caught, first down. Rod Smith pulls it in at the 8-yard line as Boomer called the play to a guy, Rod Smith, who last year was the key guy, and now he's been doubled so much this year that McCaffrey's been the beneficiary.
But he finishes their blocks in a white shirt.
2nd and goal, and there's a fumble, and Davis picks it up and at least retains possession for the Denver Broncos, as Terrell Davis was alert enough to pick it up at the 9-yard line and keep the ball. 3rd and goal.
You know, watching that play, the interesting thing was you could see John Elway actually looking out to his left. He noticed that there was a blitz coming.
Right out Elway in the empty backfield out of the gun. He looked toward Davis. He couldn't get open, so John's going to take off, lose the football in the end zone, and it is recovered there in the end zone by Rod Smith for the touchdown.
This is, again, vintage Elway just moving to his left this time and knowing that he's going to take it. You know, that's when I decided to retire, when a defensive lineman could track you down from behind.
Well, Jason, 2 fumbles inside the 10, but wind up with 7 points, and with 7:56 to go in the half, it is 10-0 Broncos. First down from the 26-yard line. Marino throws, and it's caught up at the 31. The catch hauled in there by Nate Jaquette, tackled by Gordon Puma this year. 2nd down and 4 at the 32-yard line as Marino throws, and that's caught wide open as Lamar Thomas, and Miami gets the big play it needs at this point all the way to the 42-yard line. Should we go to Marita Bartiromo for a report, or no, never mind. 3rd down and 10 from the 42-yard line.
You'd like to.
The pass is incomplete, and it's 4th down. Aranda Gadsden was the intended receiver.
The defense is fired up, and you got to make your quick decisions.
3rd down and 9. Surtain blitzing from the corner. Then the ball is loose. They're going to rule it a fumble.
No, now they're waving it off.
Thomas. One official finally said no.
Yeah. Phil Luckett, the referee, finally comes in 3 or 4 seconds afterwards and rules it an incomplete pass.
Right. Here's Tom Ruin to punt. Buckley backs up all the way back to the 35-yard line. And Terrell, swinging all the way across the field, is out of bounds at the 50.
The only thing on that last play, Al, I would have liked to have known when the whistle really did blow.
Yes.
Back to basics.
Right, exactly. 3rd down and 10.
And here comes the all-out blitz.
And Marino has to get rid of it in a hurry, and Nate Jaquette is able to adjust and make the catch despite the coverage by Torrey James. Nate, who caught 5 balls last week, a 29-yard pickup here, a kid out of San Diego State, drafted by Indianapolis, released by them.
Makes the play on a DB who's got his back turned.
Now Marino saving those 2 timeouts. It's Stanley Pritchett, the fullback. Good call, and a first down inside the 10, 1st and goal.
Over here.
4-man rush. Marino throws, and it is caught in the end zone by Thomas. Lamar Thomas locked up with Tito Fall, the defensive back beaten last week by Amani Toomer for the game-winning touchdown at the Meadowlands.
Again, it's just a nice throw to the outside. It's kind of a fade route, and you try to throw it behind the head of the defensive back, and defensive back...
Timeouts, 10-7 Denver.
I don't necessarily know about that kick here. This is not a terribly difficult situation for John Elway to be in. This is something that he relishes and he does very well.
10 from the 31 in this battle of the quarterback class of '83. Elway throws, and that's caught up at the 38-yard line by Terrell Davis, and he's tackled at the 39. The one thing that Miami has done tonight is they really kept the Denver ground game in check. Second down and 2. Well, it's a point well taken, Boomer, because with under 20 now, it's caught over the middle.
Now timeout.
This is Griffith at the 47. Now they have to take one. The 64-yard attempt, or 65. Elway throws, and it's McCaffrey who gets banged down by Marion. He stays in bounds, compelling them to take their timeout here. 44-yarder after his earlier 52 and 63 earlier this season. This is like a sandwich for him. And it is good. Instead, it's Denver 13, Miami 7 at the half. The Toyota halftime show coming up as Monday Night Football returns after this message from the National Football League and a word from our ABC stations.
Passing, Terrell Davis is not running the ball very well. I'm sure they're getting an earful from Mike Shanahan at halftime.
No, forget the running game for the Miami Dolphins. Only 12 yards and 11 rushes. Put it in the hands of Dan Marino. Let him do what he does best. Take him down, and maybe they'll have a shot at winning this football game.
So an important matchup, and it's a much anticipated game, and it's a good one to this point with the Denver Broncos leading at the half, 13-7.
The ball is.
It's going to be pretty dim if the Dolphins can't come from behind in the second half here, as the second half kickoff is taken by Derek Lavelle on a bouncing kick by Mate and brought back to the 41.
Things that you don't want to do.
From the 40-yard line as Elway begins with a bomb to start the second half and hits Rod Smith, who had beaten Sam Madison. And we had talked about Jimmy Johnson telling us last night that Madison hadn't been beaten all season. Well, he's just beaten there, 35 yards.
And by Denver standards, 139 yards at halftime, a pretty anemic production. A good half for the Miami Dolphins, on the other hand, with 180 total yards, but like that, he was saying he was simulating a snap.
Tom Nalen, third down and 11. Elway for the end zone, and Shannon Sharp does everything he can to try to draw a flag with Buckley. Buckley with great coverage, and Sharp doing a wonderful acting job to make it look like interference. He's made them from 52 and from 44. Tom Ruin to hold it. And he missed it.
He hooked it.
He did.
Big time.
And that means the ball will come back to the 34-yard line. 12:42 remaining in the third period. Denver up by 6 in the second half. Buying time, dump off, caught by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And he's up to the 38-yard line, and he's tackled there by Atwater. McDuffie in motion. Marino throws, and it's caught by O.J. McDuffie up at the 45-yard line. Clockett is there for the tackle. And gents, of all the interesting things with this Marino-Elway matchup, first time in 13 years, we forget going all the way back, they were great baseball players. And in 1979, as we watch the completion here, the Kansas City Royals drafted Dan Marino in the 4th round and John Elway in the 18th round. So Marino and Elway could have been teammates with George Brett.
One of the guys that ended up going to Baltimore for Elway.
Good player. Marino throws, caught by Thomas, and Thomas is able to get free for the touchdown, his second.
Oh boy, did George Coghill make a mistake. He went for the interception as opposed to playing the man and the football. And again, that was that seam throw against that cover 2, and he threw it to the sideline. You saw Brock Marion just absolutely lay out Ed McCaffrey of the Broncos, and this time Coghill goes for the football as opposed to for the man.
The lead, and in Thomas's 6-year career, this is the first time he has scored 2 touchdowns in a game, and he couldn't have picked a better time. 14-13. A win tonight, they clinch a playoff spot as Elway gets flushed out, throws underneath, and they bust up the play as Davis makes the catch, but right there to bring him down was Darrell Gardner.
You know, and a real indication of that, guys, is that we didn't see the rushing statistics for John Elway, but when he's starting to make plays with his legs, it goes to show you just how important this game means to him.
3rd and 13, they blitz. Denver picks it up. That gives Elway the time to throw, but good coverage in the secondary. Rod Smith has it broken up by Patrick Surtain. As the ace back in this set. And on first down, a quick throw over the middle to the tight end. That is Troy Drayton up to the 43-yard line for a gain of 7. That'll
The line of scrimmage a little bit too easily tonight.
On 2nd and 2, back to the ground. Avery cuts it back. Great move. And Avery picks up a big first down to the Denver 40-yard line. What a move he put on Tito Paul.
Tonight he's had an opportunity to make 2 plays that he wasn't able to make, and right here's one of them.
That's what we call a whiff.
And you talked about the quickness, however, of Avery and what he can do when he has the football. And this is just a cutback. He starts one way and then cuts all the way against the grain. A good way to play against the Broncos.
From the 40-yard line. Marino over the middle, guns that one to his tight end, Drayton. So 2 passes to Drayton on this drive. First down, tackled by Coghill at the 20.
And both are going toe-to-toe, and right now you would say that Dan Marino is on his game.
2nd and 8, and Marino throws. Adjusting is Thomas, a touchdown. That's the hat trick for him.
And here goes the 3rd ball up into the stands. What a night for Lamar Thomas. Played collegiately here for the Hurricanes.
Oh, 3.
Look at this adjustment to the ball, and then the grab over Darian Gordon.
3rd quarter, 5:53 left in the 3rd. It's Miami 21, Denver 13.
Got to get his hand on him and not let him get off the line that easily.
From the 19 now, it's Elway's chance. And he hits McCaffrey, and McCaffrey gets rolled down at the 28-yard line. 2nd and a long one from the 28-yard line. Davis. And Davis thrusting forward, comes close to picking up the first down. Jason Taylor is there with under 5 minutes to play in the 3rd. First down at the 29-yard line. And on an end around, the Dolphins sniff that one out. And the speed of Jason Taylor takes care of Rod Smith. That's a 10-yard loss at 2nd down and 20. Elway under pressure.
There he goes.
And at the age of 38, still nimble enough to get up to the 35-yard line, breaking a tackle earlier by Shane Burton earlier in the play and picking up 16, setting up 3rd and 4.
Players on the football field.
3rd down and 4. And that's tipped and incomplete. And the Miami defense does its job. So the offense has taken the lead. They've scored twice in 2 possessions. The defense will get the ball back now for the offense. It's 4th and 4. Miami has a 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. And Dan Marino going to the air. He's completed 10 straight. That's McDuffie making the catch. A gain of 8. Let's go to Leslie.
Oh boy, what a night for Lamar Thomas.
Luxury suite, 2nd and 1. Avery, and they're able to spread them out, and John Mobley is in there to make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and they've just turned a 2nd and 1 into a 3rd and 4 from the 39-yard line.
Are you talking about Boomer or Marino?
Both. This is Marino throwing, and that is intercepted by Atwater. It was a carom, and Atwater winds up with it, and Denver has the ball. Ray Crockett and O.J. McDuffie battling for it, and the ball caromed into the arms of Steve Atwater.
And Steve Atwater, who's going to the Pro Bowl this year for the 8th time. Incredibly, that's his first interception of 1998.
There on 3rd down and 9. Elway, and they have him around the shirt, and that's a backward pass, so it's a live football, and it's picked up by Miami.
They're ruling it dead.
They're going to rule that dead. Jerry Wilson picks it up. If they're ruling it dead, I don't think there's a chance in 10,000 that wasn't a backward pass.
Zach Thomas pulls John around.
He's at the 46.5-yard line, and the ball lands on the 48.
That is a fumble, and it is a lousy call.
Well, I mean, miserable month. Miserable. Ruins kick. Can Denver down it? And they do at the 1-yard line. So instead of Miami having the ball at about the Denver 40, they have it at the 1. And Jimmy, I don't blame you.
An outstanding stand by Miami defensively, notwithstanding that it should have been their ball. The referee does his job correctly, the first part of it, in determining that it is a pass, not a fumble.
Fighting for a playoff spot, and to have those calls go against you, it's got to be unbelievable how frustrating that is.
2nd and 9, and this is Ed Perry taking it out to the 8-yard line. And during our commercial break, Phil Luckett went over there to explain.
To be basically have 3 calls go against you, well, that's just real.
3rd and 3, and that is incomplete. It is Troy Drayton who tries to haul it in at the 15, and now Miami is forced to punt.
Thing to coach in the NFL, but to have that hanging on your heart too, boy.
And Jimmy very close with his parents as George Coghill accepts this kick off the foot of Wilmsmeyer and brings it back to the 41-yard line. So very good position now for the Broncos, who trail by 8. 2nd and 10. Davis squirts through the middle. Flag comes in. Terrell's longest carry of the night, 9 yards.
We'll have holding here.
So no ground game at all for the Broncos tonight. And
a lot of wisdom going into this group.
2nd down and 20. And there's another flag, and there's no play. This play was whistled dead before it started.
INTs between Madison and Buckley.
3rd down, 25. Elway with about a half hour, and then adjusting but not making the catch is Dwayne Carswell, the tight end, going all the way downfield. And Lorenzo Bromell makes the acquaintance of John Elway as that pass is launched.
Well, you think after half an hour he'd have somebody open.
8 days ago. Marino. And that's caught. 1st down and rolling to the 50-yard line, and picking up that 1st down is a run to Gadsden.
You're right. It was enough to disrupt the pass. But you got to come after the guy.
Can't let him sit back there.
3rd and 10. Marino, and nobody home. Nobody even close to that one. Jaquette, I guess, the closest to that pass, but he was 10 yards away.
No inching down.
Elway, 11 out of 29. He is 0 for his last 7. And now he's 0 for 8 with a pickoff.
And there
Sam
is number 8 for Madison.
Inside the 10. 1st and goal at the 6.
0 for 8 becomes Sam's 8.
Locked up again, one-on-one.
On 3rd and goal, it is caught, and Gadsden takes the defender into the end zone for the touchdown. He dragged Torrey James over the goal line.
Delivered perfectly down low. And you can see Gadsden get in front of James, and now it's all up to Gadsden and his bad toes to get in the end zone.
Well, he's got big toes. He's 6'2", 220 pounds. Keep in mind, this guy played in the Arena League.
Dragons. And the Dragon may have just slain the Giant.
I don't care if some of that football was indoors, outdoors, on roller rinks. That's a lot of football.
28-13. And in Miami, the kickoff here fielded by Vaughn Hebron. And Vaughn with a big run back out in front, and he's going to put Denver right back into the game. The Broncos haven't had a kickoff return for a touchdown since 1972, and Vaughn Hebron takes it back 95 yards. The Denver Broncos have gone 408 games without a kickoff return for a touchdown.
And Rick Dennison, happy.
And there now, they're going to go for 2 right here.
I guess Mike Shanahan going to stick with it. Outstanding blocking, never touched by a Miami defender. And Vaughn Hebron running away from the field.
and dictate a new way.
Well, this isn't a guaranteed call either. I don't know why they're going for 2.
If you kick it, you're within a touchdown and a 2 point.
If you miss it, you're 9 points down. But if you kick it, you can score by getting into the end zone with 1 and a 2 point, but they get in.
But I don't know why, and I think McCaffrey's hurt.
McCaffrey made the catch.
Oh, okay, he's all right. Boy, he twisted around the wrong way.
But whatever the card was they were going off of is wrong in that particular case.
Yeah, you make it 28-20
Absolutely.
if you just kick it.
Kickoff return. It was done by Randy Montgomery. In 1972, they had returned more than 1,350 kicks in the interim.
Dan, you're right. It was right up the middle. It was terrific blocking, and it was good setup. And Vaughn Hebron did a nice imitation of a little bit of like Terrell Davis back there. Just took one step to the right, and then boom, right up the middle.
1,362 returns is the official number. Elway 0 for his last 9, and finally that streak ends, but not with a first down. Sharp makes the catch, setting up 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2 from the 28. Crowd in full throat. First down, caught by Rod Smith, forced out by Marion at the 37. Officially, Elway has led 40 drives in his career, game-winning drives in the 4th quarter or overtime, second among active players. And of course, the guy who's number 1 with 45 is on the other bench. Crowd as raucous as it's been all night. On 3rd and 10, that is a jump ball in effect, and Jerry Wilson comes up with it. He and Shannon Sharp each had possession.
Well, if it ends up simultaneous possession, it's awarded to the offense. But before it got to that point, Jerry Wilson ripped it away from Shannon Sharp. By these members of the Miami Dolphins defense. Look at that, 13 of 36. A 26.5 rating and down there around a 33% completion average. That's stunning. They're going to study this film over and over and over.
Second down and 9. Stanley Pritchard, the fullback, has come out holding his wrist, and so Marino goes to the air to move the chains, and Thomas does the smart thing by staying in bounds to keep the clock going, and now Denver is forced not to use a timeout here because you have a first down. 10 from the 29. Avery, and he picks up 5, and Denver will take its final timeout with 2:41.
So how does this make the Minnesota Vikings look right now? I mean, obviously last night they looked awesome last night again, and well, I'll tell you, Denver had been going on here now, undefeated, and nobody's really talking about the Vikings. We were, and we saw them a few times. They were exciting, but really, right now at 14-1, and congratulations must go out to the teams like the Atlanta Falcons and Dan Reeves, and
with a 7-point lead. They need 4, don't come close. Now they have the ball at the 24.5. Do you go with Made to kick a 41 or 42-yard field goal? If he misses, Denver's going to get the ball at the 32. This is a 43-yard attempt by Olindo Made. And Olindo bangs it through. And that does everything but make it official. Unless, of course, Vaughn Hebron runs another kickback for a touchdown. And our last guys as well from the 23-yard line. Brewster is in the game. Bubby throws. That's caught. And staying inbounds, Derek Lavelle since 1986. In the second half, Elway 6 out of 20 as Brewster gets sacked by Lorenzo Bromell. A playoff game against either New England or Buffalo. Brewster launches one.
Man, did he throw that
Dade
one.
County.
Oh, wow.
Willie Green.
I didn't know he could throw the ball that far.
That's a good 65 yards in the air.
That was pretty impressive. The Cardinals and the Jets.
What?
I don't play for him anymore.
Yeah. Here's Green, and Green seeking to stop the clock. And he does, and there's time for one more play. But the Miami Dolphins will have cemented a spot in the playoffs. winds down, and the Broncos, who went 13-0, are now 13-2 with Seattle coming up and an off week. And certainly Mike Shanahan hoping, as we mentioned at the very outset, that history doesn't repeat in the form of 1996 when they didn't play a meaningful game for a long time and were upended in the playoffs by Jacksonville. So Miami wins it. The final score is the Dolphins 31 and the Broncos 21. We'll hear from Leslie and wrap it up from Miami in a minute.